Hey, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to explain how to solve linear and quadratic systems using the substitution method. So when you are looking at linear and quadratic systems, you're going to visualize a parabola and a line intersecting each other. So keeping in mind that a parabola can cross twice, a line can cross a parabola twice, or a line can just cross it just one time, touching it right there like at an edge, or just not cross it at all. So when we have it intersecting twice, that will have two solutions. If you have it only one, that will be one solution, and if it doesn't cross at all, it will just be no solution. So when we solve through substitution, keep that in mind, that what we're finding is, these values. And if we find that we have two values, that means we're going to have two solutions. If we only have one value, then it's one solution. And if it's not possible to find a value, then that's when we have the no solution scenario. So one example would be if you're given the system of y equals negative x squared minus 3x plus 2 and y equals x plus 6. Excuse me. So here we have the quadratic formula and, quadratic equation and linear equation. The first thing you want to do is substitute the expression of the linear into the other, or vice versa, the expression of the quadratic into the linear. So we're going to go ahead and now write the whole equation of x plus 6 equals negative x squared minus 3x plus 2. Now this equation, we want to move everything to one side so we can solve the quadratic equation. So ideally, I guess it's easier to just move these two parts to the other side. So minus x, minus 6, minus 6. So that cancels and we're left with 0 equals negative x squared, negative 4x, and negative 4. So when we have this, we now have to think about all the methods that we have learned about solving quadratic. We have factoring. We have completing the square. We also have the quadratic formula. I can't even write it right now. And I believe there's also the square root method. So there's a lot of methods, but the one that always works is the quadratic formula. So I'm going to demonstrate that one in this video. So the quadratic formula looks like this. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And this quadratic formula, all we need to do is identify the a, b, and c values of our quadratic equation. So this is in standard form already. A is right here, b, and c. So a is negative 1, b is negative 4, and c is also negative 4. So keeping that in mind, we're going to substitute these a, b, and c values in our formula to solve for the solutions. So it's going to look like this. X equals negative 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 4 squared minus 4 times negative 1 times negative 4 over 2 times negative 1. If you feel like you need to pause or rewind this video, please go ahead and do so. That way you can truly understand how we substituted these values. So now the easiest first step to do is to find the discriminant, what the value of the inside of the square root is. That will tell you whether you're going to have two solutions, one solution, or no solution. So if we simplify the expression of negative 4 squared minus 4 times negative 1 times negative 4, we're going to have positive 16 times plus 4 times negative 4, and then this will give you a negative 16. So 16 minus 16 is 0. So that means our discriminant is a 0, meaning we're going to have the square root of 0, which really means nothing. So That means we're going to just visualize keeping this front part. Excuse me. Negative times negative is positive, so we have positive 4 plus or minus the square root of 0, like I said, and then 2 times negative 1, which is negative 2. So once again, this is nothing, so we don't really need to consider it. We just really need to look at 4 over negative 2. So that means that our x is going to equal to just the value of negative 2, which means that we are going to have this scenario of only one value, and our solution is going to have a negative 2 as an x value. So what do we need to find now is the y value of that solution. That means this parabola is intersecting at a point, and we're just trying to find out what that y value is. So we go back to our original equations and pick any of these. Usually people pick the linear because it's just simpler to solve. So if we pick that one, we're going to have y equals x plus 6. And then we substitute the negative 2 in for the x. And then that means the y value is going to be a positive 4. So that means our solution is negative 2, 4. That's how you solve a system of equations using the substitution method.